The dire wolf, a creature of legend, a symbol of the untamed wilderness, a symbol of power and ferocity. It dominated the ancient landscapes. Extinct for millennia, it stalked our imaginations, a ghost in the fossil record, a reminder of a bygone era. But what if we could bring it back? What if science could breathe life into these ancient bones? That is the audacious goal of Colossal Biosciences, a company at the forefront of genetic resurrection. This company aims to use cutting-edge genetic technology to resurrect the extinct giant, blending science and imagination. Imagine vast wild landscapes once more echoing with the howl of these magnificent creatures, a sound lost to time. It is a tantalizing prospect, capturing our imaginations and challenging the boundaries of science and ethics. However, the reality is more complex than the dream, fraught with scientific and ethical challenges. Colossal's dire wolves are not truly identical replicas of their ancient counterparts. They are not resurrected from the past, but rather reimagined for the present. Instead, they are meticulously crafted hybrids, the result of a scientific dance between ancient DNA and modern engineering, a blend of history and innovation. The science behind Colossal's project is both fascinating and controversial. Scientists cannot extract and use degraded DNA from dire wolf fossils. Instead, they turn to the creature's closest living relative, the grey wolf. By comparing the genetic blueprints of both species, scientists identify key differences. These differences, encoded in the DNA, are responsible for the unique traits that distinguish dire wolves from their modern counterparts. Through a revolutionary technology known as CRISPR, scientists can precisely edit the grey wolf genome. This involves making targeted changes to the DNA sequence, effectively inserting genetic instructions from the extinct dire wolf. The aim? To replicate some of the physical characteristics that define the dire wolf: its imposing size, its distinctive white fur, its powerful build. The creation of these dire wolves involves more than just manipulating DNA in a lab. It requires a living surrogate to carry and give birth to the modified embryos. This is where domestic dogs enter the picture. Scientists transfer the edited grey wolf embryos into female dogs, which then serve as surrogate mothers. This process, while promising, is fraught with challenges. Cloning itself is still a relatively new technology, and success rates remain low. Miscarriages and developmental issues are a constant risk. Furthermore, the ethical implications of using domestic dogs as surrogates are significant. Critics argue that it subjects the animals to unnecessary medical procedures and potential distress. Section 4: Ethical Crossroads, Animal Welfare and the Price of Progress. The creation of Colossal's dire wolves has ignited a firestorm of ethical debate. This groundbreaking project has brought to the forefront questions that many had not previously considered. Animal welfare is a primary concern. Ensuring that these animals are treated with the utmost care and respect is paramount. Critics argue that the pursuit of scientific ambition should not come at the cost of animal suffering. They believe that ethical boundaries are being pushed too far. The use of domestic dogs as surrogates, while innovative, raises significant ethical questions. The potential for birth defects and the emotional toll on surrogate animals and their owners, and the uncertainties surrounding the long-term health of the modified animals are all points of contention. These concerns are not easily dismissed. Beyond the immediate welfare of the animals, there are broader ethical considerations. The implications of these projects extend far beyond the laboratory. Some argue that de-extinction projects create a moral hazard. They worry that these efforts might lead to unintended consequences. If we believe we can bring back extinct species, does it lessen the urgency to protect those currently at risk? This question is at the heart of the debate. Does it foster a false sense of security, potentially justifying inaction on climate change and habitat destruction? These are the ethical crossroads we face. Section 5: Conservation Conundrum. A band-aid or a diversion? Colossal Biosciences presents its work as a boon for conservation. The company argues that the technologies developed through de-extinction projects could have far-reaching benefits for conservation efforts. For example, these technologies could help save critically endangered species like the black-footed ferret or the Amur leopard. However, critics remain unconvinced. They argue that the resources poured into de-extinction would be better spent on existing conservation efforts. Protecting habitats, combating poaching and addressing climate change are all critical issues that require immediate attention and funding. De-extinction, they argue, is a distraction from the real work of conservation. Section 6. Profit and preservation, the commercialization of de-extinction. The financial motivations behind de-extinction are also subject to scrutiny and debate. Colossal Biosciences is a for-profit company, and its investors expect a significant return on their investment. This raises concerns about the potential commercialization of de-extinct species and their habitats. George Church, a co-founder of Colossal, has hinted at the commercial potential of de-extinction. He envisions a future where woolly mammoths, another species targeted by the company, could contribute to tourism, provide meat and hair, and even help combat climate change through their unique ecological roles. While these possibilities are intriguing, they also raise ethical questions about the exploitation of de-extinct animals for human gain. Section 7, A Brave New World, Technological Leaps and Uncertain Futures. Colossal's dire wolves represent a bold step into a future where the line between science fiction and reality blurs. These creatures, once extinct, are now being brought back to life through cutting-edge science, challenging our understanding of nature and technology. The project is a testament to the astonishing progress in genetic engineering and cloning technology. It showcases how far we've come in our ability to manipulate the very building blocks of life. These advancements have the potential to revolutionize fields beyond conservation, including medicine, agriculture, and even human reproduction. Imagine a world where genetic diseases are eradicated and food production is optimized to feed the growing population. However, this new era of scientific possibility is not without its shadows. The power to alter life comes with significant ethical dilemmas and potential risks. The ethical and ecological implications of de-extinction are complex and far-reaching. We must consider the impact on existing ecosystems and the moral questions surrounding the revival of extinct species. As we venture further into this uncharted territory, we must proceed with caution, guided by a commitment to both scientific progress and ethical responsibility. The balance between innovation and caution is crucial. The future is unwritten, and it is up to us to decide how these powerful new technologies will shape the world around us. Our choices today will determine the legacy we leave for future generations.